Hey everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about a Nintendo 3DS that is not turning on. I'll be going over how to fix it easily in this very simplistic but full tutorial. Let's get right into the video. I'll be going over 7 easy things that you can try to do to hopefully get your console to turn on. Now just to clear this up, this is a new Nintendo 2DS XL, but it's basically the same thing as a new 3DS XL, obviously minus the 3D interface with it. But the actual user interface, how it works, is all the same thing. So yes, this is not a 3DS, but it's part of the same family of consoles, so the same things apply. Let's get into the video. It's more the information that counts, not really the console that I keep flashing around the screen. And yes, I chose this purple color. Out of all the color selections that I could have chosen, I love this purple color. Number one reason is because it's very difficult to lose. I'm always going to be able to find it. And I like to steer away from just the regular plain colored consoles. I like to get the ones that are slightly different than the standard, like black or gray colors. Anyways, let's get into the video tutorial on the 7 things that you should do if your 3DS console is not turning on. Number 1, does the battery have a charge? Let's imagine that you were charging your battery a long time ago. You haven't used your 3DS in a long time and you go to pick it up, it doesn't turn on. If it doesn't turn on and the battery's not charged, that's the reason why it's not turning on. I know this sounds silly, but did you try charging it before you thought that it wouldn't turn on? It sounds silly, but a lot of people might think that their battery's charged, but it might not be. Make sure your battery's charged. If you know for a fact that it's charged, then you can move on to number 2, which is the charging cable damaged? Maybe you plugged your console in for 5 hours, you thought it would be fully charged, or 2 hours, or 1 hour, or overnight, 12 hours, 24 hours, days, whatever the case is, you thought it would be fully charged, but it's not turning on. Is your charging cable damaged? Look at the charging cable. Is it frayed? Is it broken? Is it kinked? Can you see exposed wiring, right? If that's the case, you shouldn't be using it, number 1, because it's not a safe cable to use, number 1, if it's damaged. But number 2, it's not going to charge up your console. It might even run the risk of shorting out the electricity within your console or in the outlet. So with that being said, get yourself a new charging cable. Now, luckily for you, these cables are really durable. I've actually wound mine up like this around the power brick for many years. I've had my 3DS, my new Nintendo 2DS XL for, I don't know, maybe almost, I'd say like almost 4 years at the time of filming this, give or take, 3, 4, 5 years, I don't know, something like that. And I've constantly wound this up. You can even see there's paint marks on it because like I was charging my console when I was painting my office, right? So literally, I mean, like these things are so durable, but the charging cable might be damaged. Check it out. If it is, get yourself a new charger. They're inexpensive. They're easy to find for now. So get one before the console, is a retro console and then they become much harder to find. And as a bonus, your charger might actually go up in value as the console becomes a retro console, the way that the market is going nowadays, okay? The third thing, is it plugged in properly? So, is your actual charging cable plugged in to your console properly? Sometimes, you're in a rush, you just go like this, right? No, it needs to be plugged in all the way for it to work. It might work when it's plugged in halfway. It might. But in order to make sure that it's charging, plug it in all the way, and also plug the other side into the electrical outlet all the way as well. Make sure this is fully extended out. You don't want to plug it in like this. It's like I said, it's a hazard, number 1. But number 2, it probably won't work properly. Make sure it's nice and fully out properly. Make sure everything's plugged in firmly and nicely, okay? And then, if you've ensured that it's plugged in properly and it's charging properly, number 4, does the outlet work? Okay? You might plug it into an outlet. Maybe you're somewhere you're not familiar with, you plug it into an outlet, maybe that outlet doesn't work. So when you plug it in, are you seeing the charging light? When it's charging, you should see the charging light until it's fully charged. So when you plug it in, look for your charging light. Now here's the thing, when you plug it in, if it's fully charged already, you might miss that charging light because it's already fully charged. So you plug it in, the light might illuminate for a few moments and then disappear, maybe, right? So you might think, oh, it's fully charged, but in reality, maybe that light never illuminated to begin with, and maybe the outlet doesn't work. So plug in a phone charger to the outlet, try and charge your phone and make sure the outlet works before you assume that it works. That brings me to number 5, because number 4, does the outlet work? Use a phone charger or anything else that you can plug into there to make sure that it works properly. That brings me to number 5, which is give it a few minutes. Technological devices sometimes have delays, meaning when you plug it in, maybe the technology in here, maybe the motherboard in here is having a delayed response. So you might plug it in, okay? And maybe it's not charging for a few minutes, right? Now, with that being said, you know, maybe you're trying to turn it on and you press the power button and it doesn't turn on, and automatically you're like, whoa, it's not working. Maybe there's just a delay, right? Maybe you didn't push the button fully. So what I recommend, give it a few minutes, give it 3 to 5 minutes, just leave it alone, let it sit, okay? And then go back and try and push it again. Give it a nice firm push on that power button, see if it works 5 minutes later. Maybe there might have been a delay, or maybe you didn't push the button fully. So make sure you're pushing the button fully and you get a nice tactile feeling when you push it down, okay? And you'll get the LED light turning on. Number 6, try turning it on while it's plugged into the charger. So try turning it on while it's plugged in. If it works, if it turns on while it's plugged in, but it doesn't turn on when it's not plugged in, then it likely means that the battery is not holding a charge, which means it could be a battery problem or a problem with the charger connecting to the battery. Maybe the battery's good, but the connection between the charging port and the battery is not good. So you want to look into that. You know, maybe you want to look into a professional repair shop and see what they can do, or consider maybe getting an additional console, or I don't know, there's many options at this point, but look into, it might be the problem. I'm not saying guaranteed your battery's bad or your connection between your charging port and your battery is bad, but it might be bad, so it's worth looking into it, okay? Lastly is number 7, which is look for the power light being on. So when you turn your console on, there's going to be, I believe, a blue power light. Let me test mine out right now. I'm going to turn mine on. Yeah, a blue power light that turns on. So you turn your console on, you're going to get that blue light that turns on, okay? With that blue light being on, what that means is essentially it's powered on, okay? So with that blue light on, it means it's on. If you are getting that blue light, so let's say you see your blue light is on, okay? So your blue light is on. It's hard to see, but I'll show you through the darkness here. Let's say your blue light is on the console, but it doesn't look like it's on. Maybe your screens aren't working, right? You gotta think of it like that, because it's powered on, but you're not seeing anything. So maybe your screens aren't working, or maybe there's just a delay for your screens to start up because maybe it's too cold or too warm where you are. Maybe the temperature's delaying it. So you gotta use your judgment. If that blue light turns on, it means that the system's powered on. There might be an additional issue with the screens, or the temperature maybe has to do with it. I mean, look into it. That's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.